Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Shadow Gengar in the Ultra League. Now, before we get started, I'm going to tell you, so maybe you can relate, but man, it's been absolutely nuts trying to find any of the grunts with the new Pokemon Shadows. Just crazy. I found a couple of Ghastlies, but the IVs were just abysmal, so I just had to go to the raid and do one there. So we're going to use an Elite Charge TM to get Shadow Punch, okay? Now, we do have Sludge Bomb. Man, it's almost like double. Just go Shadow Balls and Shadow Punch, to be honest. I'll switch it up later, but we're going to be using this for now. Absolutely worth the Elite TM. Shadow Punch hits very hard. It's like a mini Shadow Ball. All right, take a look at this first match here. Well, the first match was actually going to be a Dark type, which we're not including because the game wanted to just hard counter. It's just always fun. But let's see here. So up against Giratina, we get both shields. So what I noticed is people are definitely afraid of what Gengar is going to be hitting them with as a Shadow, because the thing is just, it already hits hard, but as a Shadow, it's crazy, right? It's just nuts. Focus Blast damage on thing. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So they're shielding up. Getting two shields here. This is going to be happening a couple of times, and we will be switching up the team as well for what we're going to be using alongside it. So we are going for the Focus Blast here. That's okay. Now, talking about really quick, while we're looking at this slow battle here, the Shadows, the new ones, I couldn't find any. I mean, it was crazy. I don't know what was going on. I was out there for about, I'm gonna have to say, dropped off my son at school, came home, did a couple of things, went out. So I was out there for like good 4 hours, 4.5 hours, literally just hitting them all up. Went downtown, midtown, my side of town, and I didn't find a single new one except for 2 Ghastlies. That's just crazy to me. Oh, and by the way, I don't know what's going on. The Rocket Leaders are going to have their old Pokemon until Friday around noon. So, unless you get them in a balloon, okay? So in the balloon, they'll be new, but on the Pokestops, as far as my area, old ones. But I am happy that they did put the Ghastly Shadows, I guess, in the raid, so you can at least get somewhat of a decent IV on those. Or maybe even 100 Ghastly, then you can evolve it. Is it worth powering up all the way if you do get 100 Shadow Gengar? I'm gonna have to say yeah, but the thing is gonna go down in like 6 hits, maybe like 4 hits. All right, so let's get into this. Gengar versus Shadow Charizard. Let's go. Alrighty, this is crazy. We're both doing just tons of damage to each other. Gosh, Gengar's Shadow Claw damage. They let it go. I'm thinking to myself, well, okay, I guess I'll shield up my Gengar and farm you down with Shadow Claw. 1, 2, 3, and down they go. And we're still in the yellow here. Now they're bringing in Cobalion. Now this is where having Shadow Ball would have came in handy. Let's see if they shield this first one up. They do. I do believe I double shield this. Oh, we get to the next one here. This wouldn't have been a Shadow Ball even if we had it. So yeah, they've still got 1 shield left too anyway. Now, this is going to be a massively resisted if it's Sacred Sword. And yes, Gengar survives. It can take a hit. It can take a Sacred Sword, folks. Gengar Shadow can take a Sacred Sword. What do you know? Okay, so they're bringing in their Cresselia in the back, and Registeel's going to completely shut it down. Thank goodness. And we're taking that win. Let's keep it going here. And we're going to swap the lead out. I'm going to show you something fun. Clefable. Oh! Now we have Sludge Bomb, but check this out. I'm thinking, you know, if I go for the build up here, they're going to shield it up. You know, they're going to want to keep their Clefable alive, right? Right? Ah, who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to say I should get a part of the Discord where you can see the moves, but you know that saying, if you can't beat them, join them. Because this is getting ridiculous. All right, so we're going to go ahead and swap into the Registeel here so we can kind of just absorb the damage. I don't want my Charizard, or my, I said Charizard because I saw that. I don't want my Gengar to go down or have to use another shield, and I want to keep it alive. So we have a Charizard out here. Blast Burn is the move they're going to be going for. We're going to go for that Zap Cannon. Hope is not lost yet. We can still pull this off here because they have well, I've got 2 full health Pokemon. One that we haven't seen and the other one that's almost out, right? So let's see what happens here. We're going to let this go. Do believe we survive, and we get to this Focus Blast, and they shield it up. I'm pretty sure they do. Hey, let's go get in their last shield. Bringing in the Tapu Finn. We don't need to shield up anything with this here. They're going to be retreating with energy. Oh, we're trying to catch. That would have been a close one. That was a close one. I'm going to have to give it to them. They're just one quick move off. And they're bringing in their Kingdra. Right, perfect timing. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Moonblast to essentially one-shot them. Swap into the Gengar and farm them down. Go for the Shadow Punch, winning CMP up against pretty much everything. Yeah. Unless you had a Mewtwo you were going up against, in which case you'll still be doing a ton of damage unless they had Confusion. Good night, sleep tight. Bringing in the Tapu Finn, no need to use our shield here. We will survive everything they do have unless they do want to give Charizard Solar Beam one day. There, go ahead and make a whole video on that. Okay. Finally, it happened. We have our Virizion lead. Let's go. Hopefully they don't have Stone Edge, but check this out. We do resist Grass, but look, 2 Leaf Blades will take us out. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much 2 Leaf Blades is essentially going to KO freaking Shadow Gengar. So we are going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Punch. Shielding it up. We're obviously going to be shielding this up as well, and then going for the Sludge Bomb here to win this matchup. Or going for another Shadow Punch. I figure they're probably going to want to shield up again, and they do not. Wow. Okay, I was a little nervous that they would get to their charge move. Now, what they did there was farm extra. So it's not like they didn't have their energy. They're just farming up more. So I'm shielding up twice with the Gengar, building up energy, still in the yellow, but that's not going to last forever. They bring in a Cobalion. So I do believe this Gengar is going to run through both of these Swords of Justice Pokemon here. Well, pretty good. Going for the Shadow Punch. Can you see where Shadow Ball is going to be coming in handy? Definitely probably going to want to run that next time for sure. Man, oh man, that's going to be hitting hard. So doing a ton of damage. If we had Shadow Ball, we would have been able to pull that one off and pretty much KO the Cobalion here and doing a clean sweep with Gengar. But they did farm up a lot of extra energy here, so it's not like they needed that time, right? So they're bringing in their Skeleturge. We immediately swap into the Registeel, Registeel. I just can't believe I'm using it, so saying it just feels weird. And we're looking really good at this point. We don't have any more shields, but we have a Tapu Finn in the back that's going to be able to handle both of these here. And I do believe they do go for Disarming Voice. All right, we survive with about 1 HP there. And getting off the Focus Blast, which is not going to KO the Skeleturge, but it's going to be pretty close. They're farming more, which is going to leave them with energy and a Shadow Ball. And we're going to have to take a Shadow Ball as well as a Stone Edge. Can the Tapu Finn do that? Absolutely. You better believe it. Skeleturge is out of energy. This is not going to KO. It's going to be close, but not enough. And Tapu Finn takes the win, of course, thanks to Gengar sweeping it up in the front. Now we're leading with Registeel, okay? I want you to see what happens. I do believe we're going Registeel here. Let's see what they throw at me. Registeel into Toxicroak. And that was fighter after fighter after fighter after fighter after fighter, okay? Put Pidgeot up front. Oh, what we got here? What are we going to see with a Pidgeot up front here? Swapping the team again. And a Galarian Stunfisk. This is why the ELO doesn't go up, okay? This on top of testing a bunch of stuff out, it's not going anywhere. Just thought I'd quickly insert that there so you can see the absolute nonsense that I have to deal with. All right, but we're going to go ahead and switch it up again because we're just trying to work around this algorithm. I'm just over here just trying to have fun, you know, testing out the Gengar, but then the algorithm kicks in here for my hard account mode, and it's like, no, we're not going to allow you to do anything. Check this one out. This is absolutely hilarious. Don't worry, we're going to get back into the battles here. I do believe we're going to go in here at first with a Walrein and a Poliwrath just to see what happens. I just want to see if it'll pull up an electric type on us. Okay, I was thinking Ampharos because Brutal Swing, as well as the Thunder Punch. So all the move alignments are going to be aligning with Gengar as well. Ghost to Dark, and we were able to do it successfully to pull out an electric type. This is obviously not good for me, but I just wanted to show you all that this is the hell that I am living when it comes to Go Battle League garbage. All right, so putting Venusaur up front, I'm going to switch it all up here again, see what we can do. We'll go, well, not all of it. Looks like we're going with the Walrein, which is a pretty rounded team here. So let's have a little fun to see what we can do. And we're going to be met with a Greedent. This is fine. This is fine. So you have the Crunch on that, which is aligning with the Ghost in the back. It's all about the moves. It's all about the moves for sure. Okay, so this is... we're going to be hitting pretty hard, but the thing about Greedent is it's a very good Pokemon. I'm surprised I haven't made one yet. I should probably do that. But it's very spammy, right? It has pretty decent quick moves, especially with its new addition with Mudshot, which is going to allow it to actually hit steel types a little bit at least, while it's just chunking away. It's going to be able to chip with that. So they're swapping into or not swapping, they're bringing in a Charizard, farming up, and they're going to be swapping to catch a Frenzy Plant on their Giratina, probably trying to catch a Sludge Bomb, but either way they still caught, which is nice. Bringing in the Walrein here, we do have something to actually handle this. I mean the Gengar as well, but we're going to save the Gengar for the Charizard here. As a matter of fact, we're going to take the win up against them with our Walrein here. Well, hopefully, let's see if they want to use this last shield. They're going to be actually saving that for the Charizard. and unfortunately not enough to KO them here. And we're gonna let this go. We're gonna let this, it's just a Dragon Claw. Beautiful, all right. And we're getting farm here. Wow, this is just perfect. This is gonna be a Dragon Claw and we survive with 1 HP. Look at that, or about 2, it looks like 2, yeah. 2 HP there, getting to the Icicle Spear, and that Charizard does have a little bit of energy still ready to go. And they still have a shield, but we still have a shield too. So we're gonna swap here. I was trying to catch, and at this point, I stood up and I was cussing. I want to say I was like, because I was annoyed that I didn't catch, and that just gave them more freaking farm. I was like, no! So I had to do it. I had to call it, and I did. And now we're going to take the win. There's your Shadow Gengar putting in the damage. I mean, this thing is just incredible. Let's go. All right, next battle, what are we going to be seeing here? It's going to be a Tapu Fini with the Venusaur. All right, this is after I picked up my son. We were waiting on some Popeye's chicken. I'm going to have to say... Popeye's chicken is not what it used to be. I'm actually kind of disgusted with it now. All right, so we had a good lead. They swap into a Registeel, and I'm thinking, oh, hell yeah. And then I'm thinking, oh, no. Because everything that we have is not technically really good. Zap Cannon is going to still destroy Gengar, and then Focus Blast and Zap Cannon are going to destroy Walrein. So I had to kind of figure out what I was going to do for that situation. So we're going to go ahead and bring in the Walrein here after we did build up some energy on the Venusaur and really put in the work. I already told you, Shadow Venusaur doesn't care about your typing. It will destroy you. If we wanted to use some shields, we could have still gave it a run for its money, taking the win without having to use a shield there. Bringing in that Tapu Fini, and it's okay that we didn't get to the Earthquake, because what we're going to see here is we could have shielded up and then they're going to farm us down and have energy. They just used all their energy, so we're just going to let it go. We still have Gengar in the back. Hopefully there's not a Dark type or something like that. And a Giratina, sure, that works. We have 2 shields, but look how much damage they're doing. Gengar, I mean, if it's taking super effective damage, you're going to be going down, period. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just know that you will be taking a ton of damage, but I'm pretty sure that's common knowledge, even as a regular Gengar. We are going to have to use both shields here. We're going to have to put on as much pressure as we possibly can, because Venusaur is not going to be able to do that with the health that it does have and with the energy advantage that we can get with this Gengar. I wanted to underfarm, and I wanted them to take me out so I can build up energy, but we're able to get to the damn Frenzy Plant with Venusaur's stars over here. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic! You will see.